All right, so before I do this, just know you're probably going to get mad, so I'm going to change the color behind me to red. So what I usually do is I go through these smear videos of Bernie Sanders and give real-time checks to the bias. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. But this one right here, they pull out every single trick in the book. So Norah O'Donnell interviews Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont here, and it is disgusting. Right off the bat, you'll see it. It's like, this is one of the worst. This is peak mainstream media bias.
President Trump isn't the only one who thinks a Saturday Senate session isn't the best idea. We spoke today with Vermont's Bernie Sanders, one of four.
All right, so right away. All right. Donald Trump isn't the only person that thinks a Saturday session is a bad idea. I spoke with Bernie Sanders. Right away, they're drawing
President
that.
Trump isn't the only one who thinks a Saturday Senate session isn't the best idea. We spoke today with Vermont's Bernie Sanders, one of 4 Democratic senators running for president here in Washington, with the Iowa caucus just 10 days away. On Saturday, the president's legal team will make their presentation. Is there anything they could say that would change your mind?
Look, I am functioning as a jurist. I want to hear all sides. But I will tell you right now, what has upset me the most and upset the American people is, how do you have a fair trial when you don't have witnesses, when you can't get documents? What is the president? What are the Republicans hiding?
I want to talk about your agenda. You want the government to pay for everyone's health care.
I want the United States to do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to all people as a human right.
But you've been confronted by voters on the campaign trail and acknowledged that there will be job losses as a result of such a plan.
Okay, so she comes out and says, you want the government to be in charge of healthcare. The government, really? And he corrects her saying, every other country in the world does it, but apparently we're the richest and we can't. And then she brings up the job loss issue. Okay, so in New Hampshire, I was there at this town hall. I'm from PA, but I traveled to New Hampshire to see him speak at a town hall. And a man stood up and said, hey, Bernie, will your plan result in job loss? Guess what the guy's job was? His job was to deny people coverage. So complaining about job loss because people are getting health care is like complaining about job loss for firefighters. If we could cut down on fires, it's like complaining about having less police officers hired because we could cut down on crimes. It's like arguing if we could cut our military budget because we have less wars, but that last one is impossible. We know that much.
I want the United States to do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to all people as a human right.
But you've been confronted by voters on the campaign trail and acknowledged that there will be job losses as a result of such a plan. Is that a hard sell, that your plan is going to
cause? If it were true, it might be a hard sell. The American people want a health care system that works for them, not for huge profits for the drug companies who are ripping us off every day and the insurance companies. At the end of the day, we will create more jobs. Will there be some job loss? Yes, there will. We're going to create more jobs. We need more doctors. We need more nurses. We need more psychologists and psychiatrists to help us deal with the opioid epidemic. There will be a net plus of jobs.
You are a self-proclaimed socialist.
Democratic. Put in there, please.
Thank you. Your agenda has promised free health care for everybody, free college tuition, and to pay off people's college loans. The price tag for that is estimated to be $60 trillion over 10 years, correct?
Well, look, we have political opponents.
You don't know.
Come up.
You don't know how much your plan costs?
You don't know. Nobody knows. This is impossible.
You're going to propose a plan to the American people and you're not going to tell them how much it costs?
Of course I will. Do you know exactly what health care costs will be?
They never ask the public option people to explain anything about their healthcare costs. And of course, she'll choose the highest estimate possible. You know what they say in the public option plans? They say we're going to create a public program that is going to cover everyone who's uninsured. How much is that going to cost if you keep profits in the game? Obamacare, the individual mandate, still allowed insurance companies' profits to soar. It hurt the middle class. It was easy to rip apart. Donald Trump ripped apart the ACA. He was easily able to, with executive action, he was easily able to throw about 12 million people off of their coverage with Obamacare. It was weak. It was weak, and she is bringing the fire right here. She's bringing everything we hate about corporate media all in one package.
1 minute. In the next 10 years, if we do nothing, it will be a lot more expensive than a Medicare for all single-payer system.
Let me ask you about Vice President Joe Biden. He is looking for an apology for a video circulated by your campaign that he says takes his position on Social Security out of context. Will you apologize?
No, of course I won't. Not on that one, I won't. For many, many years as a United States Senator, Joe Biden has been on the floor and elsewhere talking about the need to freeze or cut Social Security benefits. He voted for the balanced budget amendment.
So you believe it is wrong that Vice President Biden supported a freeze of cost of living adjustments in Social Security?
Absolutely. Bad vote. I voted against it. There are ways to raise money in order to protect the working families of this country. Cutting Social Security ain't one of them.
All right, Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This is exactly why Joe Rogan is taking over. This is why long format discussions are taking over. These media sound bites. She literally segued about these important issues, gave Bernie 30 seconds to answer. It was like a Democratic debate here. But instead of the candidates debating, it was a news anchor creating the entire situation in a way that was meant to destroy Bernie Sanders. The whole machine's against them. And this media will die. I hope it dies with a new generation moving up, because we're seeing what's happening here. We know this is disgusting. It's terrible. This is a mockery of journalistic integrity. Like, I want to see if she'll ever press any other person in the world as hard as she just pressed Bernie Sanders there. Like, they're coming for us. They're definitely going to try to shut this down. If they see he's surging. I don't know much about Norah O'Donnell. Maybe you could fill me in the comments. But yeah, please consider subscribing. And also, one more thing. Joe Biden on the Social Security issue. Barack Obama promised when he was running in 2008 that he would not touch Social Security. But as soon as he got reelected to a second term in 2012 and he didn't have to worry about reelection anymore, the number one bargaining chip he was putting on the table for Republicans was Social Security and Medicare. But the Republicans didn't take the deal because they wanted even more than Obama was going to give them. Donald Trump is doing the same maneuver here. He accidentally admitted it a couple days ago that he would cut Social Security in his second term, but Donald Trump promised in his first term that he would not touch it, and now in the second term he will do it. So, why should we believe Joe Biden, who just made a reversal in 2018, who just now started to support Social Security expansion, a guy who fought for cutting Social Security and freezing it, using that as his bargaining chip his whole career, how can we expect him not to do it right away? Because we know Joe Biden already came out and said he is willing to run one term and leave. One-term president. Joe Biden, he'll have free reign to do anything, because his first term would be similar to other presidents' second terms in the way that they could do whatever they want without having to worry about re-election. So, yeah, please subscribe. Comment what you think about this mockery. Like this video. Share it around so people could see what they're doing. Thank you for watching.